All right, looking at 2004, number 1, let R be the region enclosed by the graph of y equals the square root of x minus 1 and the vertical line x equals 10 and the x-axis. So y equals square root of x minus 1. That would be shifted right 1. The vertical line x equals 10. And the x-axis. So we're looking at this here. All right. Find the area of R. The area is just going to be pretty much a straight up problem. The integral from 1 to 10 of the heights are square root of x minus 1 dx. We're going to look at that as x minus 1 to the 1/2. Now, a u substitution would be fine, but there's really going to be no chain rule on the derivative of the x minus 1. So we can just add 1 to the 1/2. X minus 1 to the 3/2 divided by 3/2 from 1 to 10. Putting in the 10 gets us a 9 in here, which is convenient. Square root of 9 is 3, cubed is 27. Minus, if I put the 1 in here, I get the 0. So it's 2/3 times 27. Should be 18 units squared, right? All right, part B says, find the volume when the solid generated when R is revolved around the horizontal line, y equals 3. So find the volume when it's rotated around the line, y equals 3. So what is that going to look like? Here's our big side, rotating. So that's our inside. Our outside is going to be this solid cylinder. So if we have a hole, we've got to use washers, and we want to do pi big R squared minus pi little r squared. So it's always just a matter of what is our big R? Our big R is actually just going to be the 3, the cylinder. So that's a nice convenient one. From again 1 to 10 of 3 squared minus our hole has a radius of 3 here and a radius of 0 here. But it has that constant 3 minus whatever y was, if you look at that. So it's actually 3 minus the square root of x minus 1 squared. Pi big R, little r. And because we can use our graphing calculator on this guy, a very appropriate answer would be 67.500 pi, or 212.057. All right, and part C says find the volume of the solid generated when R is revolved around the vertical line x equals 10. So we're looking right here. So now we're going to revolve around that. Something like this. So because we're rotating vertically, we want to put things in terms of y. So if y equals the square root of x minus 1, if I square and add the 1 over, x equals y squared plus 1. So that's what x is. And then x is also 10. So as we move on, our radius gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So we're going to go from 0 to 3 of 10 minus x. So x is 1, x, x, x. So x is changing. This is what x is. Y squared plus 1. And that is our radius squared. Don't forget our pi. Pi r squared dy. Plug that into our calculator. 129.600 pi this time. Good.